Ayatollah Mohammad Emami Kashani is advising China and Russia to, quote, stand firm against efforts by the United States and Great Britain to impose further sanctions against Iran and not be, quote, fooled by them. Russia and China are members of the P5+1, as are the US, Britain, France, and Germany. The organization has been working to defuse the controversy over whether Iran should suspend its nuclear enrichment activities. To date, they have presented a united front in the discussions with Tehran. Speaking at a Friday prayer, the Ayatollah appeared to be attempting to drive a wedge between the world powers in the wake of an announcement on Wednesday, August 6th, by the US and Britain. The two countries called for the six major powers to consider further United Nations Security Council sanctions against Iran after it failed to provide a positive response to an incentives package that the six had offered in return for the suspension of uranium enrichment.
This servant of God wants to say this, that China and the Soviet Union have until now resisted on this issue. They must show more resilience, and this thing that the radical of 5+1 is after, don't be fooled by the US and England. The world expects, like of China and the Soviet Union, to stand firm, stand seriously, and not allow these to implement their evil goals.
Iran insists that its nuclear program is solely for peaceful purposes, such as generating electricity for a growing population. The US and other United Nations members repeatedly have voiced their skepticism about that. Russia and China, which have major commercial interests in Iran's oil sector, in the past have been hesitant to impose more UN sanctions, at least in part because of economic as well as political self-interests. The International Herald Tribune reported on Sunday, August 10th, that China and Russia both have profited financially from the current sanctions, stepping in to fill the work orders as EU countries have withdrawn their investments from Iran. And both Russia and China seem positioned to reap more profits if current sanctions are expanded. Israel's president, Shimon Peres, has distinguished between Russia and China's positions, saying that while China is not enthusiastic about the sanctions, they have not actively tried to prevent them. President Bush, just prior to attending the Olympic Games in Beijing, had praised China for its position on Iran's nuclear program. But the question is, where will the line be drawn? While China and Russia officially are opposed to Iran developing nuclear weapons, they may be less inclined to support action that would stop Iran exactly at the point of developing at which the US, Germany, and France want the line drawn.